All right. Hey, everybody, it's Abby Mowinski again. Going to talk a minute about the Sea-Base First Aid Crew Kits. So this is most applicable, bless you, for the adults that are going to be our wilderness first aid and also the crew leaders. I think it'll be important for you guys to kind of know the contents of this bag and where things are most applicable. So I really just want to give you guys a roadmap for what are in the first aid kits. Every single one of them is exactly the same, same components and same setup. And we'll just go from the top. So I put them all in some form of a waterproof dry bag. And I bet you guys are all familiar with these, but essentially they are kind of a roll down type of bag. So when you go to close them, you kind of have it open. And then when you go to close it, kind of like getting air out of a thermarest, you're smushing down to get all the excess air out, kind of bringing back that tight top and rolling very tightly, or folding, better yet than rolling, folding very tightly, and then bringing back around the snap, which is tucked in here. Here we are. So then just bring that snap back together. And it makes it nice because it makes it a lot more compact and also more portable. You can hang it or clinch it onto something with a carabiner. Anyways, so inside here, very standard breakdown of a first aid kit. And what I did to try to keep things streamlined is I put everything kind of like with like in separate Ziploc baggies. I just did this because it helps me keep things organized. You guys are welcome to do whatever you like with your kits. And certainly if you feel like some of the stuff in here is extraneous, you are more than welcome to edit. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. I just kind of went by what I thought was appropriate for an instance where we would be, especially the liveaboards, away for a period of time. So, first off, I'll just start with this little dry bag in here. In this bag, I just have kind of more of our dry goods. So there's a CPR mask, there is a thermometer, battery operated digital thermometer. I've got extra chapstick in here for lips. I have a WFA kind of soap note that you guys are all familiar with. God forbid we have a real emergency that we need to be recording. This is in here as well as a pen in there too for you guys. There's a tiny notebook to keep notes on, addition to that pen as well. And then some of the kits, because the pre-existing kits had them, will have kind of a little basic first aid manual in there as well. So that's kind of the dry bag. And then I have more or less bandage material and wound care. Again, dry goods in one bag. So in here, you're gonna find an assortment of different sizes of Band-Aids, Band-Aid covers. There are some colloidal patches for if there was a burn, like a second or third degree burn where you needed to put a colloidal patch on there. Those are in there as well. There are a number of different sized gauze pads, in addition to regular wrap, cling wrap, gauze roll, a 20cc syringe. This would be great if somebody got something in their eye and we needed to lavage or flush the eye. That's what or we just need to lavage a wound. So anytime we need fresh water under pressure, that's where a syringe is gonna come in handy. There's gonna be medical tape in here as well, guys, a pair of scissors, toenail trimmers, and a number of different safety pins, alcohol wipes, you name it. So kind of dry goods, bandage material is in that one. And then next I've got a bag of what I'm just gonna call topicals. So things for topical use, topical meaning on the skin. So in here is where you guys are gonna find hydrocortisone cream, so a steroid cream for pain and inflammation. You're gonna find burn relief gel, which is kind of equivalent to Solarcaine. So if somebody did get a very bad sunburn, you can apply that. There is insect repellent in everybody's bag as well. They've requested non-aerosol spray, kind of spray, so this is more of a pump action. I've got topical burn gel, topical Benadryl if somebody gets a pretty bad irritation from bug bites and stings. Certainly topical triple antibiotic, so there's Neosporin, bacitracin, and neomycin. So we're all good in that department. And then certainly, most importantly, sunscreen. This is an 8-ounce size. This one is, I went through all the ingredients on the back, and this is reef safe. So it kind of is our very best option. And this is a 50 proof. And then finally, I've got another bag that is all of our oral medications. So anything that we might be taking by mouth. So in everybody's bag, we're gonna find some version of meclizine. Meclizine is Antivert. It is an anti-nausea medication. So most applicable for seasickness. We're also gonna find some Imodium, which are anti-diarrheals, some antacid, which is equivalent to Tums, in case we've got any upset tummies. There's also gonna be diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl. Every bag is gonna look a little bit different because it was a little bit of a hodgepodge. So some are capsules, some are tablets, but all labeled on the bag as Benadryl, diphenhydramine in Sharpie. We've also got 2 different forms of non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, so pain relief, inflammation relief. There's a bottle of ibuprofen for everybody, and there's also a bottle of acetaminophen, which would also be called Tylenol or non-aspirin anti-inflammatory. So both ibuprofen and acetaminophen, which is Tylenol. And then finally, it was strongly recommended to have a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, because the big thing, particularly with seasickness, is we don't want anybody vomiting or having diarrhea, because what happens in both of those instances is that's going to promote dehydration. So the more we can do to keep these, all of us, to keep fluids in where it's supposed to be and not going out either end, the better. So we'll have those. I'm also including 2 different size baggies in case you guys do want to repackage stuff. Perhaps when you're out there, you're going to pull what you think are the most important essentials out, like the sunscreen that you're going to want to use every day, and have that in a separate baggie so it can be lifted out very easily. The other thing I just saw out of the corner of my eye that I included is vinegar. So if you guys can think of what vinegar might be used for, Nate Mowinski, any idea? So vinegar is really great with jellyfish stings. So it's a great combatant. If you get it on there pretty quickly afterwards, it will help detach the nematocysts, which are the stinging cells of jellyfish. So if any of those are kind of adhered to the skin after a jellyfish sting, a wash with vinegar can be really beneficial in getting that off and kind of mitigating all of that discomfort and pain that comes along with it. Finally, and again, I'm just trying to give you guys a roadmap. I know you know how to use all of this stuff. I know you know exactly how to use the different medications, but just in case you get nervous, I did make a little cheat sheet in here as well that goes through all the different oral medications and when I think they would be used best. But again, I'm not the expert. You guys are as well. We all have the same training coming into this. But so I have ibuprofen as far as how many tablets, how frequently to give, same thing, acetaminophen, how frequently. What I would just remind you guys of is acetaminophen, which is Tylenol, works at the brain level. So it's great for pain and it's great for reducing fevers, not so much for global inflammation. So if you're dealing more with like somebody banged their shin against the ballast and it's really swollen and it hurts, to be honest, ibuprofen is probably your better bet in that instance because you're going to be working at the inflammation level. If it's a combination of both, you can also alternate every 4 to 6 hours between the 2 different medications, and that gives really nice kind of a balanced response to that pain and inflammatory response. I've also got a dosage for Benadryl and frequency. That is great for allergic reactions. It can also be helpful for motion sickness or nausea associated with seasickness. I do have a little seasickness section right here as far as the meclizine, which is 1 tablet. It's chewable in ours. Every 24 hours as needed. I'm personally, for our crew, bringing little transdermal anti-nausea tabs called scopolamine patch or scope patches. Antidiarrheals, I've got that information in here as well. And then sunburn, thoughts about, prevention being the first thing, but how we can deal with the pain topically and orally for sunburn, and then jellyfish, again, kind of that rinsing with vinegar approach. Soaking skin in warm water, if that's able to do, helps out tremendously. But again, in here, like I said in the other video, prevention is key. We're just really gonna work hard at staying hydrated. So really pushing those fluids really at a minimum. If you can get down 5 Nalgene's a day, that would be amazing. I don't know what our water restrictions will be on the boat, but just please do continue to drink. Sun protection, wear your shirts, have the kids make sure that they're wearing their hats and their buffs, putting on their sunscreen, reminding them that the top of the feet is a very common place to forget to put sunscreen, and hurts a lot when it gets burnt on the top of the feet. So tops of feet, putting on their lip balm so they don't get those terrible chapped lips, and preventing chafing. So hopefully the talk about bringing maybe a Gold Bond stick or something like that to prevent chafing would be fabulous. I think that's it. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. Other things that will be in the kit that aren't here right now because Amazon's taking a little bit of time are SAM splints. So everybody's gonna have a SAM splint in their bag, and also eardrops. So in case anybody gets any degree of swimmer's ear, there will be eardrops in there as well. I think that's it, guys. Thanks so much. Sorry so long.